Here's an exterior walk around. I'll try to point out some things along the way that don't show up on digital pictures. This is a 02 540 Dinan equipped car. Enough points to earn a Dinan badge. It's a clean car. Adult owned, hasn't been modified, beat on outside of the Dinan stuff, obviously. Rust free. A lot of these cars are originally from the Northeast. This is no exception. It's from a small town in Connecticut, or in the suburbs of New Hartford, Connecticut, most of the time. It's been its life there despite changing hands a few times. It never got far away from home base. But it's wasn't driven in the winter, so despite being from Connecticut, and therefore the car's clean. You can see it in the pictures. Spoiler's been added on to the trunk lip. It's got a Dinan muffler, a couple little marks on the bottom there where the pipe is a little flattened out. I was going to fix that when I had it off the car and then forgot. But again, these are the nitpicky things that I see that bug me, that why I'm listing the car, that I'm considering selling it, just because I'm going to have to really dig in to fix all these small things that drive me crazy. Paint overall is nice. Cleaned up real well. Did a full paint correction. There's some stuff like on this add-on spoiler here where there's some crazing at the edge, so again, I'd probably heat gun that thing off. Those are already stuck on with adhesive, and then sand it up and get it repainted. But again, it looks fine, but it just isn't perfect. So these MPARs, I swapped those from the Style 32s that were on there before. Their tires are in great shape. All the rims with the polished lips, they're OEM MPARs. They're off E38, and the hub was bored out obviously to fit the larger E39 hub, 74 millimeter versus 72. But again, back to the point, you can see in here, and anybody who knows these cars, this is clean. I'll give you a shot from right above. You see people take pictures where it's always flat on like this. I'm like, yeah, that's not helpful. So, very clean. Again, looking down the side of the car. It's nice. And again, these wheels are nice. This is the worst one, actually. It does have a little bit of curb rash right there. It is, right here. That spot. I think a little here. But that's what always happens with the right rear. When people are backing up, they whack into things. It's got pinstriping on it. Generally, I don't like that, but on this car, I think it looks nice. The blue with the black works well. I like how they ran it and broke it among the door handles and stuff. Sometimes you see it up on this body line. I don't like that. It's a lot easier to pinstripe that. You don't have stuff in the way, but this, I think, is the body line that really needs to be pinstriped. Again, the paint shows super well. You know, there was the usual 20-year-old chips and so forth in there, but most of that all has been cleaned up such that, you know, the digital pictures aren't hiding anything. I'll zoom in on any spots that are funky. Roof's good. There's a tiny low spot in the roof right here. Can't even hardly see it, but again, if I keep it, I'll probably try to get that PDR'd. The mirror has a nick right here. And a couple, obviously, some road rash spots here. You can see a couple of chip marks here on the A-pillar. The windshield is brand new. Prior owner did that. It's not an OEM one, but it is brand new, so that's always nice. I swapped these out. They're LED, sequential LED. I kind of like that. I like the smoked look here with the silver paint. No code or anything. You don't see errors because when you switch, sometimes you do LEDs, you get the stupid error codes. The hood, I believe, has been repainted. The color is off a little bit. It's not bad, but silver is notoriously hard to match. But again here, but it's not for the 139,000. It's not that rashed up, and that's what first giveaway was, because normally by now these things look like they've been sandblasted and it looks good. So I'm like, all right, this thing's been repainted, and then scrutinizing it, it does. As you can see, there's a nick or two here and some here. The worst spot on the hood is right here. That's the worst mark on the hood. I'd probably change the grills. There's a mark over here in the grill. Front bumper, it's an M5 aftermarket bumper. The paint job on it is less than stellar. Mainly, not that, well, paint job, there's some nicks here. I don't know, something got whacked into it there. There's a pretty good nick here. And this whole bottom piece, somebody's, especially over here, must have hit something, has poorly repainted it. So again, if I keep it, and there's actually a little crack in the grill here, I'd probably pull that off and repaint it. But right behind there is the old aux fan. That's been replaced. The only way to get that off is to pull these headlights out, as well as the bumper, in order to replace that sucker. So that's new. Prior owner did that. I pulled the headlights though, because as usual, these cars, the adjusters were broken. And since this is an 02 and not an 03, you can bake them open. They don't use silicone to seal up the 02 headlights. So they've been repaired with adjusters I bought out of Poland that are metal, so they will never break. So when you go to all that trouble to open them up, let's fix them right. So I've done that many times, and none of them have rebroken. Again here, let's see. This is the worst spot on the car. Again, I'd get this PDR, and I think the guy can pop it because it's not really creased. I didn't even notice it when I bought the car, actually, because it's so low. There's a line right here that goes about halfway down the door. That's the worst thing on the body. The driver's door actually has a couple dings in it. That's the only spot. The other doors don't. I'm trying to see them. There's one like right here. It's a little wave. I don't know if you can pick it up. Maybe a couple in the back area, but those will definitely pop out. PDR those out. So I was gonna consider doing that, but again, if I keep it, I will. I just didn't want to throw too much additional money at this point in time, just to make it that much more perfect. But again, overall, very clean, very nice shape. Nothing much else to report. And lastly, I'll just give you a trunk tour while we're doing the outside here. Super tidy. Nothing funky going on here. You see the nice Dinan strut bar back there. That's a great addition. Battery was done by the prior owner. That's new. Spins up nice. You can hear in the startup video there, you could hear it spin up. This is super clean. Even has the rubber strap still. Here's the original style 32 rims. There's one in here with a Continental tire that's in decent shape. Nothing funky down in here in terms of water or whatnot. And over here, again, nice and tidy. I replaced these struts with the Stabilis OEM ones. The other brands don't seem to be as good. They're exactly the same as OEM, just less than half the price. And the tool kit, I can't remember. I think I had to find a couple of tools. This thing is always missing. When people do the spark plugs, they hijack it, this and that. And my homemade blue rag. So, all complete. Hope this helps.